Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome yourself to the 90th.
Yo,
Never
got the
fails.
squad today. Got the squad. Good, good. How about
Mhm.
y'all? What's good? Yeah.
A lot of school, a lot of COD. That's really what it's been the past weekend. I've been ripping them CMGs, been watching the tourney, and I've been getting fucked by school. So you know how it is. Mm-hmm.
I'm chilling, but man, the snow, I've been working my hind off, man. It's been rough, but I got a couple days off, man. It feels good. I got back on COD for the first time in a couple weeks. Back with the boys.
So, ooh, episode 90, bro.
Here we go. First up on the chopping block here, we've got the Dallas Open Challengers champions going to the ROC, the absolute, what was it? This was the first time that the Saudi Arabia was entered into the NA pool here for challengers, and they actually came out on top for the challenger champions here. So we've got I don't even know how to say their names, dude. I'll say D7, Doom, RX, and Khalid here going absolutely
Yeah.
rogue there. And the Challengers Major 1 champions are themselves there. So we can go to like a little listen here against Bush.
This is the time and they find it. Kicks on the flank has just won in the grand
Look
final.
at Cat.
They
He
get
mad
this
as hell.
one done. And celebrations all around for Rock. They will be your Dallas Open champions. And what a win it was.
Yeah, so surprising scenes there out of the Challengers pool, but yeah. So I'll be honest, man. Challengers have been popping off this past year for Black Ops 7, and it's been an absolute watch. Have you guys been watching any Challengers in the past?
I've been watching more challengers than I have actual CDL matches. I guess other than this weekend, I watched every tournament match. But I mean, I've been watching challengers every week. It's been great.
Yeah, it's been an absolute blast. What about you, Bill? You been watching anything?
I've been watching a little bit of challengers, but the Barstool guys, they're doing a hell of a job with that team. Would have been great
Yeah.
seeing if they came out on top, but they got slammed in the
Yeah.
finals.
They got 4-1 there in the Challengers grand finals there. But GG's to them. And Bush have been looking real good. They've been consistent as well, even though they've been going through some roster changes and whatnot. But yeah, we'll be seeing them in the next round there. But all right, well, moving on into some other news here. We also have the CDL matches going down. And first up, for Major 1, we had winners round 1 bracket going down. We had Paris Gentlemates versus the Toronto Koi, and this was a 3-1 victory going to the side of Paris Gentlemates. They played a map 1 Den Hardpoint going to Gentlemates. Koi answered back in the Search and Destroy map 2 Exposure, and then Paris Gentlemates come out 5-3 Exposure Overload, and then the map 4 Hardpoint Exposure 250 to 154 going to the side of Paris Gentlemates. Anything specific that you guys want to talk about here? We'll go with Jack first.
First thing I want to point out is that Bob picked Toronto to win this series 3-1. That was the most faded take I've ever seen. I don't know, man. This Toronto team got into winners like basically off of luck. I think it was a tiebreaker. This team is awful. I mean, Joe is playing his little heart out, and I appreciate that for him. And I know that Toronto is like not gonna really like let him leave. But if I'm any other team, I'm fucking calling, because this team is miserable. Like Real, you pick him up, you think that that's gonna be like a fix to, I guess, your problems of last year, and then switching roles. It made no sense to me. But I was hyped to see like Real. I thought he was gonna be really good on this team. Has not been very good on this team. I don't know if it's just like a learning curve. I don't know if it's team chemistry. But I just feel like the change they made in hindsight makes no sense, because if Real is not performing, I mean, look at the KDs.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no slaying going on. There's no damage going on. Rael and Insight are not even dropping damage. It's just been brutal, and this team needs to make a roster change.
Yeah, I think so
Yo.
too. I think so too. Mr. Money, what are your thoughts?
I definitely got to agree on the roster change. I mean, we'll get into it later when they play up against Miami, but yeah, I mean, it's definitely a sign of how the weekend was going to go. But yeah, I knew Toronto wasn't looking too hot coming in, and I don't know, like, what do you think, like Joe? And if you were to keep two, Bob, who would you keep? Like, obviously, Insight, you'd let go. Would you let go of Real, keep Kleenex, or would you let go of Kleenex, keep Joe and Real? What would you do?
Dude, that's a coin flip. I mean, I know Kleenex is probably you're gonna be your go-to there because he's been on this team for quite some time. Real's kind of the newer, but he's got a lot of hype behind his
Anchor.
name. But I mean, I don't know, man. Boog, what you think?
I think you stick with Joe and Kleenex, but Kleenex and Insight are a duo, but people have been calling for Insight to be dropped for like 3 years now.
Yes.
He is way too slow as a main AR, not even dropping 9k damage.
Yeah,
You're
that's
not going to win
insane.
with that.
Like
Yeah, they
next
gotta
game,
they
you
gotta
might go
dip in
for
the
Joe.
challengers or
I
something.
think you gotta go. I think you need to get rid of Kleenex and Insight purely from like an organizational standpoint. Joe's your star.
Mhm.
I mean, you're gonna do everything you can to keep him. If you want to compete, you need Joe on your team. Rael, you just paid a hefty sum for, so it just doesn't really make sense to abandon that this quick. Like you're not gonna do that. And then Kleenex and Insight really haven't been giving you a lot for the past couple years. I mean, they've been doing enough to be competitive in that top four mix, but they're never getting over the hump to even come into finals. If they even gotten third place, I think they're like hovering around 4, and they really never get into that 3 conversation. I could be wrong from Black Ops 6, but I feel like if you're gonna upgrade, I feel like there's so many challengers players that I mean, dude, I know Aluka's like phase a sub, and we'll get into phase later, obviously. But you get top 3 at the event. I don't think you're making a change. Aluka's not just gonna sit at the bench once he gets a visa. I mean, I could see him coming and playing flex for this team and instantly improving pace wise over Insight.
Oh yeah,
I
I
like
agree.
that.
I agree. Well, it's gonna be the winners round one matchup against the Paris Gentlemates in Toronto Koi here. Then we'll go into the second matchup of that Thursday night. We've got Carolina Royal Ravens versus the LA Thieves, and this was a surprising hot 3-0 victory going to the side of LA Thieves. A hot Carolina Royal Ravens coming off of an online bracket and going into the major here on land, and they get absolutely belt to ass, man. They get swept there on the Exposure Hardpoint Map 1, the Den Search and Destroy Map 2, and the Scar Overload Map 3. Big Bug, what you got to speak about on this series here?
People were talking a lot of hype about the Ravens, and they came out and they got destroyed. Scrap was talking.
Dude, they got
Scrap
shit
was
on.
talking all that raw from all on across the stage. It was not close at all.
Not at all. I mean, you got Hydra dropping a 1.42, Kenny a 1.19, Scrap a 1.02, and a BZ a 1.25. I mean, you just can't see it. And everyone there on the side of Carolina's super negative. We got 7-3, 9-1, 8-6, and a 7-5, dude. Jack, what you think about this series?
I mean, I just made fun of Bob about the Toronto series, but this one I had Carolina. I
Yeah,
had them
dude.
winning. I had them winning 3-2, and I just thought like this team beat, I believe, Optic, LAT. I could be wrong about FaZe. Did they play FaZe?
I think they
They
played.
played Falcons, I believe. I mean, they were beating the top teams,
Mm,
and they were looking final. And I know LAT had like a little bit of like a rough online stretch. Obviously, Optic had a little bit of a rough online stretch, but I thought they were gonna put up some kind of fight, and
yeah.
they didn't do anything. They
Yeah.
did absolutely nothing. They looked lost. They made Kenny look competent. I mean, it was just. I mean, I kind of dogged on Kenny, but like going into this, I was like, let's see how long they last. Like this team change is probably coming, and then they won this in a 3-0 fashion. I'm like, oh, they could win this tournament. Like you just took down a team that was literally on fire. And I mean, we'll talk about it later. But
Yeah,
this
yeah.
Carolina team ain't going nowhere on land.
Dude, yeah,
Yeah,
nowhere.
there's
What are your thoughts, Mane?
yeah. Definitely. I wanted to check out here in a sec the very last moment to see if they got like scrapping them talking shit at the end. But Yeah, this had me thinking LAT was about to like actually pull up for a little bit. I don't know about Sunday, but yeah, I thought like you said, Kenny looked competent in this one, so that was like a not quite a good thing, but Lurks was shooting on the other side. Everything else, bro. Nah, they got fucked.
Yeah, that's insane. So we'll go into this
Live.
map 3 winning round and see what they'll sound like here.
So that is going to be a 3-0 in favor of the Thieves. Land hits a little bit different
So,
versus
yeah,
some
how do you
rookies.
come back? You don't.
Ravens look like a completely different team, and the super team came to play today. Yeah, I'll say. Could not quite keep the tempo up if you're the Carolina Royal Ravens.
Actually.
They'll have a chance to kind of reset, talk about it, and get ready to go for tomorrow. One last consolatory score. We'll
They
get
gonna
us
talk
to a
shit?
more respectable scoreline. Nero's 5 spree also kind of helping out with his tally overall, but that was as dominant as we've seen
You'll
the
see maybe
Thieves
a second.
to this point in the season. Everything clicking.
I don't
Hydra
think
showing
so.
up on superstar level. Kenny
That's
consistent in the
crazy,
BC. Making it, I would say, an
Quiet.
That is gonna be a
Quiet.
3-0 in favor of the
Quiet.
Thieves.
We got
He's not even
trolled.
wasting his time on them.
So that shit was
Lightweight.
easy.
Nah, they were talking shit at one point. I do remember seeing that, but
Yeah, I think it was in the interview. He was just saying that they were in their bedrooms and now they're not. So see me on land. So yeah, that shit was insane. A 3-0, hot 3-0 victory for the LA Thieves there. Then going into the third matchup of Thursday night was the Riyadh Falcons versus the Optic Texas, the green versus green, Pred versus the Dream Team himself. And this was a hot 3-0 victory going to the side of Optic Texas as well. This was a hardpoint map 1 Colossus, an a Search and Destroy Exposure map 2, and an Overload map 3 on Den. Mr. AMANE, what you got to speak about on this series?
Yeah, you already know. Had me feeling good, but I was just excited to see them actually play like they were supposed to play. I know they had a little rough online couple weeks, but yeah, they show up on land. I mean, Merc was doing his fucking thing. Shots he pulled up. I feel like Hugh was towards the later end of the weekend making some questionable plays, but he was still good right here. And then yeah, on the side of Falcons, bro. I mean, yeah, it's just all red. Look at it. What more can you say? It was expected, bro.
I mean, just looking at the performance on Falcons, I think XNID was a little lost here. I mean, trying to keep up and whatnot. But Jack, what are your thoughts?
dude, they didn't know how to play the game. I don't know what happened because if I remember correctly, that Colossus hardpoint started out with basically Pred, I want to say Celium, and then all of Optic just like trading 3 pieces. It was like 3-piece wipe break, 3-piece wipe break. And you got to about, I think, like 90 to 90. And then it just became completely uncompetitive. And then you move on to the exposure, you move on to the Den. I mean, Falcons didn't look anything like the online team. Like, the online team looked very practiced. They were one of the best overload teams in the game. I think they were 5-2 during the 7-game split. They were the #1 team in overload, and they looked like they had never played the game mode before. They looked utterly incompetent. I saw Octane. He's like, these guys, like, that's like the worst mini map I've ever seen in a series. Like, I walked out of that. I mean, after like the first map, I felt good, but then after like the next 2 maps, I'm like, I don't even think Optic got tested. I think they got a free win.
They got a free win. What's your thoughts, Boog?
There was a lot of people really confident on Falcons. I thought it was going to be a close series. They were fine in form at the right time. Celium and Pred were looking really good. They came out. It wasn't close at all.
It really wasn't, dude. Yeah, I mean, 250 to 135 on the map 1, 3-6 in the Search and Destroy, and a 1-4 on Den. You hate to see it. So that's going to wrap things up there on the Optic Texas match versus the Riyadh Falcons themselves here. And then getting into the last Thursday night match, we had the FaZe Vegas going up against the G2 Minnesota. And I'll be honest, this one was a surprising victory for me in a 3-0 fashion. G2 take the win here. They played a Blackheart hardpoint, a Search and Destroy on Scar, and the Overload on Den. Bug, what are your thoughts on this series?
I was extremely surprised by this. The map 3 Den comeback by G2 was extremely impressive, but the Search and Destroy, they were just outmatched, but they did play again, and FaZe got their get back.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at the map 3, it was a very high-scoring game. So, I mean, I'll be honest, I was not expecting G2 to even come out hot. But Jack, man, what are your thoughts?
I mean, original thoughts. I was somebody who was I was somebody who was pretty high on G2, but if you held a gun to my head and said pick a team, I'm gonna pick FaZe every time. I just think that roster is just overall better. And I know there were like a lot of questions regarding Skies coming in. And this is a pretty new team, right? Like this is Mamba's first year in the league. I just figured FaZe would win that. I picked 3-2, but this G2 team, like Estriel was going nuts. Estriel was going nuts in the series. The Blackheart felt like it really like fit their play style better than FaZe. The Scar, I'm pretty sure Caesar went crazy if I remember correct. I could be wrong about that. The Den, I think this tournament and how the winners bracket and the losers bracket and the storylines and how everything kind of played out, I think this map is going to be forgotten in like history, but I do think that was the best map. That was the most entertaining map of COD the whole weekend. That comeback was insane. I think I was on the BCP a couple weeks ago and I was shitting on Overload and I was talking about how it's the worst game mode ever and how much I hate it. And online,
Yeah.
that's still true. Online, that's still true. There was not a single, maybe like that LA Thieves like first day of matches that like overtime when like we didn't know like what was happening. But LAN Overload was great. LAN Overload was super entertaining. I didn't see a ton of parking the bus. It felt like every team that came to play, like it was a lot closer and a lot more entertaining. There weren't a ton of matches that were just completely out.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, dude. The Den or the Overload on LAN has been absolutely cinema. I was actually surprised to see how entertaining it was going into these matches here, then continuing into the rest of the tournament too. But Mr. AMANE, what are your thoughts on this series?
Yeah, definitely a surprise, bro. But yeah, on speaking on Overload, even I was watching Neptune earlier. He was like, even though they won and everything, he was like, I still don't really understand like Overload spawns, to be honest. Like it's really fucking hectic. And I was like, great, this is gonna be fun and ranked. Like holy shit. But it was awesome to watch and yeah, to see them come back like that. But I would have taken FaZe too, bro. Estriel was shooting in another series as well, but like I was very impressed with him this weekend.
Oh yeah, I believe so, man. Yeah, definitely a surprising and a head-turning series out of G2. And moving forward into winners bracket. So that's going to finish up the Thursday night matches here. Then getting into the losers bracket, we've got 5 of them on Friday here. The first one up was the Carolina Royal Ravens versus the Vancouver Surge. Losers round 1, and this was a 3-1 victory going to the side of the Vancouver Surge here, knocking out Carolina and taking them home at top 12. Map 1 was the only map that they won for Carolina Royal Ravens in the Scar Hardpoint, and then map 2, Raid, Search, and Destroy, went to the Vancouver. Then Overload, and then the Colossus Hardpoint, 250 to 214. What you guys got to speak about on this series here? We'll go with Mr. Jack first.
I will never believe in this team again, dude. They, like I actually thought like after online and thinking of like power rankings and how each team was perceived, I was like, okay, the top 4 teams that are gonna place this weekend probably is like Optic, your Thieves, your FaZe, and I'm missing a team like Gentlemates. Sorry, yeah, of course, Gentlemates. But then, like, at the end of, like, the COD Online, like, split, I'm like, Riyadh could, like, make a run. Like, it's possible. Ravens could make a run. G2 could do something. They could, get, like, a top 6. Like, I could totally see that. And that first round of winners, I was like, this is, like, the first winners I've ever watched where I would not bet money on any of these series because I literally don't know. Like, one team has a better roster, but they played bad online, etc. And this was one of those teams where I'm like, dude, this team could break in the top 4. This team could maybe make a run. I will never believe in this team. I will, dude. Dude? Lurks was shooting. Okay,
Yeah,
Lurks had a hell of a series. Lurks was fighting. The rest of this team had no idea what was going on. The rest of this team looked like they all had either Cronuses, they had walls, like they were doing some online bullshit because when they got to land, they were getting fucking stomped, bro.
Dude, you couldn't say it any better. I mean, Lurks is the only one positive, the 1.23, and everyone else is dropping neg numbers here. And we got Lunars dropping a plus 41.55 for the series. Holy shit, was he shooting back. Big Boog, what is your thoughts on this series?
I mean, like we said, people are really high on Carolina, but talking about the Caroliners coming out,
Yo.
coming out to Surge, arguably like the worst team in the game, and they
No, they
come out.
are. They are the worst team in the
Yeah.
game.
Not anymore.
The Scar was close, but Lunars came out. He destroyed them.
Dude, that's
And I don't know if Royal Ravens are gonna make a change. I doubt it, but
they need to. They need to do something. Mr. Money, what are your thoughts?
Outside of Lurk shooting, I was not obviously expecting Surge to do anything. I was gonna see if we could watch the end of that Scar, hopefully that clip's worth it, but
Let's
just that
see.
little last hill.
Let's see.
Isa,
See if we get trolled again.
But Surge need to get the
Right.
break.
It's crazy here first. It's two teammates on the top side. If you're Vancouver Surge, you take your time. You're looking for the kills.
Bro.
You're not in a hurry.
What do we got? We got streaks. We got some to throw. We got a couple of kills over the top. Though is Lurks finding a big one. 3 dead. All dead. All down. What a moment.
And this is going to be it. One final break. This is going to decide the game.
Final hit. Here we go. Surge. Oh, show us what you're made of. Is it tough stuff? It's a final 10 seconds. It's one more attack, and they have been red. And Lurks is
Like, look at this man, bro. Help him.
from Surge.
Dude, help
Where is
him.
everybody?
To back 4 downs.
God
And
damn.
the Ravens take flight on Scar.
I know they were feeling good on
Surge
that too, like fake as hell, fake dope.
Good lord, man. Yeah, an impressive win out of Vancouver Surge, but the Carolina Onliners do not come out victorious, and they place 12th at the tournament. All right, so that's going to be it for this series here. Then going into the next series, we've got an absolute banger here. We've got Toronto Koi versus the Miami Heretics, and this went the distance in a map 5 and a 3-2 victory going to the side of Miami Heretics. Here we go. So they played a map 1 exposure going to the side of Toronto, and then the map 2 search and destroy raid went to the side of Miami, as well as the map 3 overload exposure. Then tying things up, Toronto come out hot on the hardpoint Colossus, and then rounding things out on that map 5 Den search and destroy 6-4 fashion. We've got Miami taking the dub here and sending Koi home. Mr. Big Boog, what's your thoughts?
I mean, Koi getting double first rounded. They've got to make a change. Insight and Real did not show up at all. Close series. I mean, 3-2, maps 2, 3, arguably 4 were pretty close. But with Rencor and Super dropping that, and then you got your secondary sub dropping a .76, bro, you're not going to win with that.
Yeah, I'm surprised, dude. Real just got shit on this this tournament here at Lambu. A 7-8, man, not looking hot. Mr. Monty, what are your thoughts?
That is surprising. I mean, I really thought he was going to be up there with Joe, like off rip, to be honest. But yeah, there was that "take my vamos" and shit that they say for the Heretics. Like they were chanting that fucking shit, loving it. But yeah, no, they came out with a dub. I really thought it would be this close, and this is where things started to pick up, in my opinion, for the weekend.
Yeah, we gotta get Joe some help. A 1.28.
Yeah.
Everyone else is fucking negative, dude. You hate to see it. Rencor
You know
and
he should be
Super are
right
going
with them.
crazy. Jack, what are your thoughts?
I mean, before I get into this series, I kind of want to just quickly go back to the other series because it's the last time we're going to talk about Ravens. I hope for the rest of the fucking night. Do you guys think that they make a change because they get rid of Slasher, they get Exceed, they look godlike online? And I get that it doesn't work out this tournament, but is it like too soon to make another team change? And then at the exact same time with Surge, which we'll talk about them again, but you just got TJ Haley. You actually won a series, which nobody expected you to do. You kind of outperformed. Do you make a change there? Like those teams are like teams where if you can improve, you like obviously like you want to improve, but I'm also like they've done enough in my opinion, either in online or on land to like warrant them staying because they're a team that's not really willing to spend. Like, what do you guys think?
I mean, that's a tough one because I mean, online's a different story. Obviously, now that we've seen LAN, because they were looking really hot there on online, and then coming into LAN and falling flat just did not look well. So maybe it could be just some other issues behind closed doors. I'm not sure. To me, I feel like with their budget, I doubt that they make another roster change anytime soon, just because of the poverty. But I mean, I could be surprised too. They might pick up somebody with like a low ass budget, bare minimum budget there. But I mean, it's what are you guys thinking? Big
Thinking
Boog?
if like say that Like they called up Huntsman for Rispy or Kips or something, and they had like a little bag. Like, would you go as Kips or Rispy, like to Carolina?
Hell no.
I mean that already happened once, and Neum chose Thieves, which, like, granted, I don't know if those other players would get the
It
type of
worked out.
offer, right? Obviously,
Yeah,
just like the number of spots, number of heads, right? But I don't
that's
know.
crazy too.
If I'm them and I get top 4 at my first at Renegade's first LAN, the team's gelling pretty well. You're in. I mean, obviously they're not in the league, but in terms of like living situation, you're in Dallas with like Optic. You're kind of having a perfect situation.
To
If
chill.
I'm them, I'd kind of wait out and wait for the right team, the right fit, instead of forcing it onto a league team like Legend already did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know it's a little bit different of a situation, but getting back to this series, because I kind of went on a little detour. Yeah, man, this Toronto team is just not good. I mean, I don't really understand, because they made like a 1-person change. Like with Beans, they were really solid. With Merc for a literal tournament, they were really solid. You get the whole off season to practice with Real, and just he's not giving you anything. And I think he's a really good player. He's just not giving you anything. I mean, it's really hard for your ARs to kind of keep up whenever you just have a sub that's just kind of lagging on the map. So that's kind of brutal. As for Miami, they've been like kind of streaky for me. Like, I thought that they could compete in this tournament, but then you're taking this team 5 and you're dirty Nesloing them, and I'm like, I don't know if I believe in this team. Trakes was kind of up and down on the weekend. Like, there were times where he was making these really flashy plays, these really big plays. But then you look at a series like this, and he's lagging behind a little bit. So I don't know what to think of Miami right now. I don't know how they move into Major 2.
I mean, I agree. I mean, Metals definitely has his ups and downs on land too. I mean, Rencore and Super definitely are the ones that are really hardcore carrying them from
They've been
coming.
great.
Yeah, I mean, they've been doing phenomenal, especially in the search and destroys too. But Boog, what are your thoughts?
I think that there's a lot of work to be done.
Yeah, I agree.
Honestly, I was kind of zoning out there for a second, but I thought Heretic should have stuck their whole roster together at the end of last year. They were like arguably a top 3 team.
No, they
at the
definitely
end of-
were. They definitely were. I don't know
at the
why
end
they
of
got
last
rid
They
of
year.
Real.
absolutely were.
And then Real went on a rant about something, and he's on Koi now, and he's not looking good. But they got Kleenex running like a third AR. I think they put Real on the third AR. They switch Kleenex to the sub. They will fare much better moving
I
on if
agree.
they choose not to make a
Interesting.
change.
I agree. Mr. Money, what are your thoughts?
I didn't even think about what Book just said, but I do like that. Yeah, Trex is loving it. I mean, this was like a little revenge thing for him,
A
but
little get back.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, I wonder. I really would be surprised if Toronto does make a change, but thinking on it, like they definitely need to, like we were talking about. I wonder what'll happen in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see if they're going to stick together, if they're just going to go back to the drawing board and figure some things out and get some better reps together. But that's going to wrap things up for that series there. Then getting into the next matchup, which was the Riyadh Falcons versus the Cloud9 New York there in losers round 1. And this was a 3-1 victory going to the side of Riyadh Falcons. They played a map 1 hardpoint Blackheart going to the side of Riyadh. Map 2 Colossus Search and Destroy went to the side of Cloud9. Overload Exposure map 3 went to the side of Falcons, and wrapping things up on the Den hardpoint 250 to 185 Riyadh Falcons take this one home. What are your guys' thoughts here? We'll go with Big Boog first.
People were worried after they got slammed by Optic, but there was no chance that Cloud9 was winning this series. They were just outmatched the whole entire time, dude. They took map 2, but map 1 was kind of close, but the other 2, it was Falcons the whole way. You got Celium Pred and Xnid going positive by that much, man. They're going to be hard to beat. But
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, just looking at the roster for Cloud9, I mean, I don't see anybody making any noise. Afro, Beans, Mac, Vivid. I mean, you don't see anything on the timeline, nothing crazy from them. Afro's the only one positive, just barely with a 1.02. And you got Celium dropping a 1.18. Xnid also going positive, and Pred also going positive with a 1.26. And the only one lagging back is Kismet with a 0.99. So, Mr. Monty, what are your thoughts on Cloud9 getting swept?
Well, yeah, definitely expected. Like you were saying, I feel like Vivid's gonna be like, all right, they're gonna say bye to him again, and he's gonna go to the eighth brand or IP that he's been under. So that'll be interesting. But they definitely, yeah, need to make a change. I was kind of wondering after the beatdown for Falcons, but yeah, they were the better team off rip. I was not expecting Cloud9 to do anything, and yeah, we're looking at it.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at Vivid dropping a .77 and Beans at .78, it's
Like,
not
bro,
looking good. Not looking good. Jack, what you got to say about this?
Well, I mean, this was an impressive series for me out of Falcons. Not so much from beating Cloud9. They're the 12th place team for a reason. They are they're not
did
good.
it?
I'm sorry. This team was so questionable whenever they were formed, and they just prove it night in, night out that they are not it. But I do think that whenever Falcons is not playing well, I think all of us as like American like COD lovers who have loved it for so long, we just instantly like look at XNED and we're like, he's probably like the reason. And watching this major, I thought XNED was easily like in his like he deserved to be there. He was rarely the worst player on the map whenever like I was watching. I mean, he definitely had a couple maps here and there where he was lagging behind, but like overall, he was playing with a ton of pace. He was snapping. He was whenever they switched to his POV, like it totally seemed like a different player compared to the first 3 to 4 events last year. Like he just seems like a totally different player, and I feel like people aren't respecting that enough. I feel like they're so quick to blame him.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
So
I
that's
agree.
kind of what I got out of this series. Really, I was like, wow, like he's dropping the most kills in the lobby. He is plus 13, and look at the damage. I mean, look at the damage.
But he was everywhere.
Yeah, he's shooting
That's what I'm
back.
saying. Like he has like the raw ability, and everybody's like, will he mesh? Like blah blah blah. He shows it in series like these. It's just the consistency thing.
Yeah, I mean, when you have Celium and Pred elevating you to that next level, I mean, all you can do is just mirror that. And with him being the damage leader in the lobby as well as almost the KD, but I mean, it's just definitely something cool to see for XNID to continue to elevate his game there and come out victorious finally. All right, well, that's going to wrap things up here. And they're sending Cloud9 out with a bang. And then going into the last series.
That team got to change.
Yeah.
That team got to change.
That team's got to change for real.
Mhm.
But getting into the fourth series here, we've got FaZe Vegas going against the Boston Breach here. This was a 3-1 victory going to the side of FaZe Vegas. Map 1, Den Hardpoint was to the side of FaZe here. Then Breach come back and answer back on that Scar map 2 on the round 11 style. And then the Overload Den map 3 goes to FaZe, as well as the map 4 Hardpoint Exposure to 250 to 173. Mr. Monty, what are your thoughts on this series here?
I was kind of like looking at just the overall scores and the maps and how it went. You can kind of see like, all right, they get the dub, but then Boston fights back. Oh, we're so close in the overload. Fuck, we're getting shit on. Like, and then they just go out like that. So that's pretty. Purj needed the alley buff. He couldn't get it. It's all good.
Oh my
No,
God.
they had to go back to the Omni. It was about 15 minutes the other way. So it's whatever, bro.
You hate to see it.
GGs.
You hate to see it. I mean, everyone's super negative here. Dropping all 0.8s and 1.9 by Cammy. But Big Boog, what you got to say about this FaZe Vegas victory?
FaZe, after getting 3-0'd by G2, bounced back big time. Draza, he dropped like a 0.77 against G2. He comes out and drops a 1.34. Most damage in the lobby. There was no doubt that FaZe was winning this series. Boston was just completely overmatched the whole time. You can argue it could have been a 4-0 if the search went their way, but
yeah, I mean,
Boston.
Yeah. No, I mean, go ahead.
Boston is just like they stuck together, but I think Nasty should have found a different team, dude. He's too good to be on there, dude.
You hate to see. I mean,
Well,
that
sure.
map 2 could have
Well, I
went
guess not
anywhere.
all.
But Big Jack, what you got to say?
Yeah, I mean this Boston team. I was just looking at the standings of the CDL, and it literally looks like if it was me, if I'm the GM, I'm changing like 7 of these teams. Like they just haven't worked out in any metric, and this is one of those teams like Boston. At times last year, they seemed really competitive, and it was always Snoopy like kind of carrying the team. and he was always dropping numbers. It's kind of like Joe with like Toronto right now. It's like even if everybody else is struggling, like Joe's gonna drop those numbers, and this weekend was not that for Snoopy. I know they kind of got DoorDash, like he only really had one series to prove that, I guess, but not their week, not their split at all. And then as far as obviously like the FaZe Luca drama and all that, like Draza really had a good weekend, and this is one of those series where he just showed up and just shut everybody up.
Yeah, I mean, Drowsa dropping a 1.34, definitely showing that absolute presence there with Simp and 04 as well. We got Abuza dropping a 0.96, but all in all, definitely a great victory out of FaZe Vegas here. Could have been a 3-0, but obviously that search and destroy can go anyone's distance there, especially on Scar. So, but all right, well, it's going to end things out on this series here, sending the Boston Breach home, and then getting into the last Friday night match. We had the Miami Heretics versus the Vancouver Surge, and this was a 3-0 victory going to the side of Miami Heretics here. They played a hardpoint map 1 on Exposure, a search and destroy map 2 on Raid, and a overload map 3 on Scar here. Mr. Jack, what you got to say about this series here?
I don't really have much, man. Vancouver, really proud of their first win there against Carolina. Those shit cans, I can't believe I'm still talking about them. But I mean, here Miami is a better team. It showed. I will say that the series was a lot closer than I thought. Like that Scar Overload was really close. Exposure Hardpoint very close. Like it was kind of kept close, but whenever you look at the slaying, I mean, those KDs aren't different just because of the search and destroy. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
they're a ways off. Happy for Heretics, but once again, I mean, you see Super and Rencor dropping numbers. If you go back to that overview, Super and Rencor super consistent. But the whole teammate against these guys, the whole teammate.
Yeah, they eating good. That map 1 could have been a very close one there. I feel like if Vancouver won that, they probably got some steam underneath their belts there, getting some momentum and whatnot. But what are your thoughts on this series?
Surge got their 1. It was like, oh, we shocked the world. We beat the onliners on LAN. And then Herix came out and shit slammed them, dude. Rencor just dropped sack. Look at the KDs on Vancouver, dude. There was no chance.
Yeah,
it wasn't close at all.
You hate to see. I mean, Abe's a 0.72, Gwen a 0.83, Lunar's a 0.98. He was slamming up against the onliners, and then TJ a 0.83 as well. Mr. AMANE, what are your thoughts?
Definitely as expected. I was thinking about like who they would like say they kept 2 and let 2 go. Like who would you let go off rip?
I'm letting. I don't even know, honestly, dude. It's a coin flip for me because obviously TJ's got that hype behind him on Bush. Gwen was a rookie of the year. Abe had a pretty promising look from last year. Lunar's slammed last series. I don't know. But, I don't know.
I'm gonna say Gwen's a shitter right now. I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah, I would drop Abe and Gwen. I mean, again, who are your replacements gonna be? I don't know. I think the veteran presence of TJ is great. I think he's very solid. I think Lunars has the ability to pop, but like Abe and Gwen right now are just kind of giving you nothing.
Yeah,
they're really giving you nothing.
I was looking forward to seeing Gwen elevate throughout his career here, but I know in Modern Warfare 3 when he first joined, he was looking really good and then just kind of fell off after that, so you hate to see it. But that's going to be a hot 3-0 victory for Miami, taking out Vancouver Surge and sending them home as well. All right. Then getting into the losers round 2 bracket, we've got the Riyadh Falcons versus the FaZe Vegas, and this went the distance here to map 5, 3-2 victory here for FaZe. Map 1 was a hardpoint Blackheart going to the side of FaZe, and we had Riyadh Falcons answer back in round 11 on Search and Destroy Colossus. And the map 3 Overload Exposure was a very close one as well. FaZe squeaking that one out there, and then tying things up on the Den hardpoint on map 4 for Riyadh Falcons, and then in a 6-2 fashion, Search and Destroy Exposure, FaZe Vegas come out victorious. Mr. AMANE, what's your thoughts on this series here?
They said Bodice Elium, bruh. Simp was absolutely doing his thing throughout the whole weekend, but I know it felt weird to play that, especially just on LAN, just seeing your boy on the other side of the stage a little bit. But I'm glad the the actual series went 5 because it was some good Call of Duty. Like you said, the exposure. Is there a way? Could you click on that round 11? I wanted to see what actually went down. I
Yeah.
forgot.
Let's see. Let's see what we
X-Nid
got.
last
Ninja.
second. Oh yeah.
In this moment.
Outer B,
Now
yeah,
phase
they
one,
chose
right
fire.
back to the go-to strategy. Smoke grenade goes down for 0-4. You're trying to draw Falcons out.
Does X-Nid get a read on that sound?
Crowd almost fucked
Sully's
this.
in some trouble here. Can he get one? No. Draza finds the first blood. Late trophy system going to go down here for FaZe. 0-4 trying to take away the space, but gets dealt with by X-Nid. 3v3 situation. Draza providing coverage as Vegas will get the bomb planted.
You just gotta hold now. If you are Vegas, you know everyone else is in front of you. Someone put yourself in a position to watch a pinch.
Fred is trying to get this post plant to move. Spotted. Uza's seen it. So it's a quick re-wrap back. Simp in the corner, already checking once. Here come the Falcons, they find the first. Now it's just out of K, they find the Boozer. No good help from Draza.
They're on it.
But they're on it. X-Nid's gonna try for the
Yes,
defuse.
sir.
And Angle trying to find Dion to get back over to him, but X-Nid! He's able to
Let's
hold
go,
it!
X-Nid.
And
That boy was
Rio
hyped as a
responds.
motherfucker.
Come back and back.
In this moment.
Yes, sir.
Hell yeah. Uh-oh. Didn't
this
mean to do
moment.
that.
Now
Didn't mean to do that.
Let's go.
Yeah, so very, very hype moment there on a shocking round 11 win. But Big Bug, what's your thoughts?
Very close series here. We talked about Labuza. He went negative the last series FaZe played. I think he was just kind of taking it easy because he knew he was needed in this series. He came out, dropped a 1.4.
Yeah,
Most
plus
damage in the
31.
lobby.
Shit.
Simp, Draza doing their thing. Came down to it. Could have been a 3-0. Like we just saw the X-Nid defuse, but yeah, Falcons got 6 weeks straight of online until the next major, so they'll figure it out with
Right.
Coach Clayster.
Oh yeah, I mean Falcons is looking a lot better as soon as they start to get some momentum and some more chemistry and some more reps together. I feel like they're going to be more competitive throughout the year here. But Mr. Jack, what you got to say?
No, man, this is a really entertaining series. I'll probably bring it up later, but like this losers bracket run that FaZe went on this weekend is going to be again forgotten because of how crazy losers finals and the grand finals were for a lot of us fans. But like FaZe went on an absolute tear in losers, and Abuza did have a rough first 2 series really. The loss to Minnesota and then beating Boston. He was fine, but it wasn't a crazy series for him. I mean, Abuza went nuts in this series and then continuing on into the weekend. This is kind of like what started his run and what started that team's run.
Yeah, I agree. 0-4, I feel like is starting to get a little bit of like that slowdown period here, but they definitely come out victorious, and it could have been a 3-0 victory, but obviously that X-Nid defuse definitely changed things up there and pushed it to that map 5, but they come out victorious there on that search and destroy here and sending Riyadh Falcons home. All right. Then getting into the next matchup was winners round 2, which was Paris Gentlemates versus the LA Thieves, and this was a hot 3-0 victory for the boys over there in purple or pink, whatever color you want to choose. We get a hardpoint map 1 Scar, search and destroy raid map 2, and an overload exposure map 3. Jack, what are your thoughts on this series?
I mean, the first map was close. And then I know the exposure was kind of close, but it really felt like Paris had control. I mean, they had that first second capture, Thieves did, and then nothing after that. It really just felt like a whole series where Neptune was just doing whatever he wanted, and the rest of the team was just playing perfectly around him. I mean, again, another Kenny point, less than 0.7, 0.69. You're just not going to win a lot. You're just not going to win a lot of series when that's happening. I know the whole team kind of struggled. Probably the worst series out of Scrap that I've seen in a minute. But I mean, when your guys going minus 20 and he's just not dropping any kills, you can't win, especially not against a team like Paris.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I feel like Kenny struggles up against these top teams here and kind of does his thing on the lower bracket side of things here. But, I mean, definitely not a good look for Kenny coming out of this winners round 2. But, Big Bug, what are your thoughts?
Kenny, he had his series he had the optic buff. He dropped like a 1.3, but everyone knew this was coming. The 0.69, it was inevitable. Gentlemates, look at the KDs, but even with the 0.69, he has more damage than Hydra. I did see some discourse on Reddit that Hydra and Abizi were baiting him, but Kenny's
Shit, I would too, man. If he's not gonna get the kill, you at least gotta trade him.
You might as well, dude.
You
You might as
fucking trade
well.
him. Jesus Christ.
Kenny's got to hang him up, dude. It's time. It's been time for.
I'll throw this
a
out
year
here. I
now.
feel like Kenny might struggle in Treyarch titles because last year he did not do well, and then obviously this year being another Treyarch title, also not doing so well. So maybe there's a little Treyarch curse on him. But Mr. Monty, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, good point. Maybe next year he'll be fucking balling. Like he'll be moving to Valorant shit slow as hell. He's fucking doing everything. That's what it'll feel like to him probably. But I mean, the Gentlemates did end up winning the whole thing, but I did expect more out of LAT. Kenny stood up after this shit, was like, about to go to the food truck. Like he's about to be working with his mama, boy.
Absolutely. Well, that's going to be the end of this series here, sending LA Thieves into the losers bracket and Paris Gentlemates moving forward into the winners bracket. Then moving on here into the next series, we had the winners round 2 bracket going to be Optic Texas versus the G2 Minnesota. And thank the Lord we had Optic show up against the G2 that slammed earlier in the series or in the tournament here, and this was a hot 3-0 victory on a Colossus Hardpoint map 1, a Search and Destroy Exposure map 2, and the map 3, which was that Overload Scar. Mr. AMANE, what are your thoughts on this series here?
Yo, baby. I was a little worried though, because they were, put FaZe down. I was like, oh shit, they might actually come up with a little something. But I mean, the teamwork was there. They were obviously a level ahead as far as just the plays, being on LAN together. I know it was Mamba's first actual pro event, right? Like actually on LAN.
Yeah. Well,
Mamba?
no, I think
Yeah.
he'd played EWC as well.
EWC played.
So so he's relevantly or still just getting his on the
His beak
ground.
wet.
This motherfucker got the craziest boots, but
Yeah, snakeskin boot buff wasn't in effect for this series.
crazy, right? He's like standing over everybody, big as hell. But yeah, this was good to see. The Scar was definitely fun to watch.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at the scoreline here, we've got a pretty decent victory here. I mean, it could have been close on that map 3, but Optic holding it down there. And Estriel not having a great series here. He was frying earlier, but not looking so good, dropping a negative 13 spread. But Big Boog, what are your thoughts?
I definitely thought that this was going to be in a lot closer series than it was, but again, shocker, another 3-0 over the weekend. But Optic just looked unstoppable on LAN. They got the drum buff, a home crowd buff, every sort of buff you can think of.
Yeah.
They came out.
Ring buff.
Yeah.
I will say during this series here, they were showing up and showing out. Just seeing all of them just slaying out. We got Hook at 1.31, Merc at 1.25, definitely coming out to show out as well. But Mr. Jack, what you got to say?
I was gonna say that in a couple series this weekend, Shotzi like really struggled, and this was one of those series where he was really struggling. And in that map 3 Scar, he got loose and kind of saved his KD there. If not for that, he was gonna be negative. I don't know. It feels like he's always trying to make these plays, but then sometimes I feel like he's putting himself on this island that isn't really required. And that's how I felt in the search on the exposure. But overall, man, it was a good series. Again, coming off of online and Optic struggling and G2 having that series against FaZe, I did not think that this series was going to be a 3-0. So, I mean, happy for the boys to get that 3-0. But, yeah, man, it was a good series.
Yeah, I agree. Well, that's going to send G2 into losers and advanced Optic into the winners bracket as well. And then getting into the next matchup, which was the LA Thieves and FaZe Vegas in the losers round 3 bracket. And this was a hot 3-0 victory going to the side of FaZe. We played a Hardpoint Scar map 1, a Search and Destroy Colossus map 2, and an Overload Exposure in that map 3. Holy moly. Big Boog, man. You got anything to say about this series?
I was hoping this was going to be close. It's always cinema when these teams played, but there's a number jumping out at me in big bold, and it's Kenny. again.
Dude, negative 20, a .63. You hate to see it, man. They got to get someone. They got to. I mean, I feel like FaZe Neum is coming real quick, dude. Because if you're getting knocked out, like this, I mean, it is not looking good, dude. Not looking good. But Mr. Money, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, Scrap only going green for him, but I definitely wanted this to go a game 5. I expected it to go a little further for sure, but yeah, FaZe just simp again, bro. He's like, you know what? I'm just gonna. He didn't even have to will this one. He was just chilling with the Zaza bros, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, look at the boys over there. We got Abuza 1.23, Draza a 1.42, showing up and showing out. Simp a 1.08. For another stinker, but definitely comes out victorious here. 0.77. So, Jack, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, man. I mean, another 0-4 slow series, which was kind of a theme for Vegas once Abuza started picking up. I think we'll probably talk about it later whenever we get to our grand finals and our losers finals, but I still can't believe that this team passed on Neptune for 0-4. 0-4 is a great player in his own right, but I mean,
Bro.
I saw it every event last season who the star of that, that Vancouver Surge team is, and then just, I don't know, some of the decisions that were made in the offseason for a team that kind of had their pick of the litter as being FaZe, which is very interesting to me. But yeah, man, I mean, great series out of FaZe. Draza, again, land buff. Kenny, Boog already said it, man. There's not much more to say, but nobody on that team was really having any success other than Scrap. So I'm going to go grab some food that absolutely is being delivered to my doorstep. So I will be right back for the gentleman.
Go right ahead. Yeah. Go right ahead. Yeah, obviously the match MVP for this was Draza dropping an absolute sack off here. But yeah, man, we got to figure out something for Kenny in 0-4. He needs to pick it up a little bit here if he wants to continue to be on this roster here, because they do have Aluka on that waiting bench as well. But that's going to send LA Thieves home and advanced FaZe into the losers bracket as well. Very great win there for them. But going into losers round 3, we've got G2 Minnesota versus the Miami Heretics, and this yet again was another 3-0 victory going to the side of G2. A little surprising there from my point of view here. We played a hardpoint Scar map 1, a map 2, which was Search and Destroy and Exposure, and Overload Scar map 3, rounding things out there. Big Boog, what are your thoughts on this series?
Heretics, the 2 wins they had, Rencore and Super, were dragging them to the finish line. And you're looking at the KDs, the only one positive is Rencore by 1. G2 was looking really good. And they had a slow series against Optic, but look at Skies, man. Dropped by Optic, and he's dropping a 1.3. Got Cramp Mamba, both positive, Estriel negative by 2. It wasn't close.
Yeah, I mean, you get dropped by Optic, and then now he comes out and starts frying up against what used to be a really good team of Miami. I know they're a really good Search and Destroy team, but they weren't able to win that round 11 on that map too. But Estriel also having a slower series here out of the G2. I mean, they still come out victorious here, but nonetheless, man, Skies on 1.31 definitely shows the strength there. But Mr. Money, what are your thoughts?
Wimpy, no, Sky's definitely seeing a 1.3 next to his name is good to see, but definitely surprising. I didn't think he'd really come out shooting like he did this weekend, but he was showing out, bro. But yeah, I thought this would be like 3-2, maybe, an extra map at least, but yeah, they just I don't know what happened, bro. Like Rencore was trying to will him, but they broke down.
Yeah, I mean, just something else to mention as well. I mean, Metal's also having another slow series. A 0.77 is not going to cut it there when you're trying to make it to the that next tier of the tournament there. So I know Metals does have his inconsistencies, and yet again we see him dropping another stinker here. Trakes, the newer kid on the block here, definitely coming out and not showing up well as well. He's got a negative 13 spread with a 0.8, so you got to figure something out. And then Super probably just trying his absolute best, but barely negative there with the 0.99 or 0.98. But that's going to be it for this series here, sending Miami Heretics home and advancing G2 into the winners, or the continuing the bracket there. And then getting into Sunday, we've got the last 4 matches here, which was the losers round 4, which was FaZe Vegas versus G2 Minnesota. And this went the distance here to map 5 here, but this was a 3-2 victory going to the side of FaZe Vegas. We played a map 1 hardpoint Blackheart, which went to the side of G2. Very close game there. Then the map 2 went to a Search and Destroy Colossus going to FaZe, and then as well as the Overload Den map 3 going to the side of FaZe in a very victorious fashion there. Map 4, we tie things up for G2 on Den hardpoint. And then on that that map 5, Scar Search and Destroy, absolute hot 6-0 going to the side of FaZe Vegas. But Mr. AMANE, what are your thoughts on this series here?
For FaZe, that Den definitely felt good to stomp them, and that Scar Search felt damn good at the end there to knock them bitches out. But I honestly low-key thought G2 was going to get this too, and it would have maybe helped us in the end, but not really based on what we ended up seeing. But yeah, this was a good showing. I mean, 0-4 again, a little negative, not too bad, but he needs to. That boy might be hitting that dribble fade somewhere else. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know, but we got Skies dropping another slow series here. He probably he used all of his juice last night, the night prior to this series here, then coming out first series of the night, dropping on -26, a 0.69, and then Mamba also trailing a little bit with a 0.97. Kremp and Estriel both positive, but weren't able to clean things up there for them. And then we've got also Abuza, Draza, Simp all positive, and 0-4 having another slow series, but they did come out victorious here. But Big Boog, what you got to say about this series?
Skies, we just talked about it. He blew his own mind. He dropped a 1.3 on Saturday. He comes out Sunday. I don't know what happened. He didn't shoot enough bots. Drops a stinker. This is a great series, but I don't know who picked the maps. G2 smoked FaZe on Friday on the Scar Search and Destroy. They got the rechal. FaZe just made him look silly. It wasn't even close.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at Skies' damage for 5 maps, he's got 9k, trailing at least by 2k, if not 3k damage behind everyone else in the lobby there. So it's not looking so good for Skies on a Sunday. But Jack, are you able to speak on this series here?
Oh yeah, he's in the mix now.
Absolutely. Now, this is a great series. I think G2's hardpoint performance, they were really good this weekend on hardpoint. I mean, even the ones that they lost were pretty close. I thought this series was an absolute treat to watch, and for it to come down to Scar 6-0 was just such a disappointment. I was really hoping for around 11. I was really hoping for something, man.
Anticlimactic.
Yeah, it was so anticlimactic, man.
Yeah, definitely an anticlimactic there. But G2 coming out flat there on that Scar Search and Destroy. I will say Scar could be, a challenging map on Search and Destroy, but it seems like G2 just isn't comfortable on that map at all. When especially you have FaZe Vegas hot coming out, looking to be going into the winners bracket there. But all right, well, it's going to send G2 home and advance FaZe into the losers finals there. And so we switched things over into winners finals, which was Paris Gentlemates versus the Optic Texas. And this was a surprising 3-0 victory going to the side of Optic Texas here. They played a Scar hardpoint on the map 1, a Scar Search and Destroy on map 2, and an Exposure Overload map 3 here. Mr. AMANE, what are your thoughts on this series?
Well, I was feeling good. I kind of had my worries though, how this happens, then you're on ice until you meet up in the grand finals. So it's kind of all right, we got that to think about, but it was looking good enough. Low key, shouldn't have been worried, but it definitely went the other way. I feel like Paris didn't come out like they knew they would, and they ended up warming up, and then we warmed up again later on in the night. But yeah, Optic just doing their thing. Shotzi actually showing up properly, not doing some random shit. I did see him with the AR. That was good. I was all right.
Yeah.
Actually fucking learn. So yeah, it was definitely good to see.
Yeah, I mean, and surprisingly enough, we had Neptune dropping a 0.70 with a 17 spread here, only 39 kills out of 3 maps. So definitely a slow series here. I don't know if he just didn't have that Zen kicking in or what, but Big Bug, man, what are your thoughts on this series?
mean, you just said it, Neptune. You saw what he did against FaZe, and you saw what he did against Optic in the grand finals, dropping a 0.7. But I also just said this: Optic 6-0, Scar Search and Destroy, and it came down to it. Map 7 grand finals, and Mates, they had their number. Optic almost pulled off the comeback. It didn't happen. We'll talk about it in a couple minutes, but Optic looked really good here. Mates, not so much, but Mates did get their get back.
It really did. I mean, we've got Dash or Shotzi dropping on 1.37, so he was feeling himself that morning there. And then Mercury's also the only one negative with a 0.96, but hey, nothing too bad to shame there. Ook with a 1.15 and Dash with the 1.17. But Mr. Jack, what you got to say about this series?
Yeah, I saw this series. I thought the whole event's over. I mean, nobody's touching these guys. I do think it was kind of ironic that the Scar Search. I mean, that Scar Search and Destroy. I believe Dashy didn't die. 8-0, right?
I believe so.
And I think like 10-2 for Shotzi, if I remember correctly. I mean, that team could do no wrong. They had them completely figured out. Yeah, 8-0, 10-2. I mean, they were doing whatever they want, dude. They literally played a 3v4 and just walked. I mean, they won, dude. Who couldn't drop a kill? It was an insane map to watch, and for that to be again how they fell was kind of crazy. They just played Scar so straight up that first time around, and the second time around they had they were playing B way too much. They were playing really scared. And they were just giving up free picks. Also, we can talk about the Neptune cheese that was giving them picks, but I mean, but yeah, man, no, this was that Scar, that map 1 Scar. They were getting destroyed on P2. Like, I literally think like 180 points of Gentlemates points were probably off of P2. They were just getting full 60 on full 60 on full 60, and then Optic teed up and just locked it down.
Yeah. Yeah, a very impressive win from Optic here against the Paris Gentlemates in winners finals, and that's going to advance Optic into the grand finals and send Paris Gentlemates into the losers bracket. And getting into that losers bracket here, we had Paris Gentlemates versus the FaZe Vegas here, and let me tell you, this losers final was an absolute cinema, movie, whatever you want to call it, blockbuster, because this was a 3-2 victory going to the side of Paris Gentlemates. That map 1 Scar Hardpoint went to the side of FaZe. Then Paris Gentlemates answered back on the map 2 Search and Destroy Exposure there. Then the Overload Exposure went to the side of FaZe Vegas. Gentlemates answering back on the map 4 Hardpoint Colossus. And then in a round 11, map 5 Colossus Search and Destroy Gentlemates come out victorious here. Big Boog, what are your thoughts on this series?
Mates get 3-0'd. They dropped straight into losers against Red Hot FaZe. Even map 5, I thought this was done and dusted. We're going to get another FaZe Optic Champs Finals. FaZe was up 5-2 in the Search and Destroy. I was at family dinner. I had this pulled up on my phone watching Top Gear with my dad. And I'm looking at my phone, and Neptune just turned into like the greatest player of all time. Pulled him from the brink of death. And I'm sure we have the clips of it somewhere, but he was just going insane to win them that series.
Yeah, no, this guy went absolutely rogue, and I'm pretty sure, what was it, the Colossus here? We'll get into some of these.
Look at this. Neptune.
Yeah, let's go into this this first 1v2 here for Neptune right here.
In a major way with the clock now ticking against him, and all the space has got to clear. Decent shots for the first, able to find the kill. Down to the 1v1. Nade. Not going to land. It's a boost on the other side.
Mind you, this was for the loss or the win here.
Oh, he may get an opportunity. They're going to meet over to the middle of the map. Neptune's going to have the advantage. Kill comes
timing, bro.
1v2 for Neptune. Now he's on 5 in a row.
It's a 1v3 there for Mr. McLeod.
I mean,
God, dude, this is so fun.
And then another back-to-back clutch here for Neptune. So let's go into another live listening.
Vegas have the information there at A.
The pair slide forward. They're trying to play. Neptune's looking for the hot hand. He's going to go forward to find one. Can he get away? Oh, a little bit of trouble for Envoy, but Neptune finds another. It's just down to Nep once again. Can he find the kill at the top? Yes. Just to the 1v1. Oh!
Dude, that shit was so lit watching that shit live, bro. This dude was on fire, bro.
Dude, he's on a 9 kill streak in Search.
Yeah.
Dude, forcing a map 5 round 11 there. Big Jack, what are your thoughts?
I don't think I've gotten that hyped in COD, like the LAN environment. in a long time. This tournament was like overall just great. Like the environment. I mean, I can think of just champs. Modern Warfare 3. I think last year's champs definitely, or Major 4 maybe it was. I'm trying to remember which major, but the Texas events are crazy, and just like hearing the crowd, and that's the cool exterior parts. I mean, Neptune. That was insane. Like the 1v3 was just so typical. It's like, you buy your team another round. Having to do it back-to-back rounds and they know exactly where you are the second time and you just gun them. So typical. It was a crazy series. I'm still in disbelief.
Yeah.
The back-to-back rounds is insane.
Dude, you're telling me, dude. I mean, looking at FaZe here, we got 0-4 having a slow one once again. And then just everyone else is positive. But Mr. Money, what are your thoughts on this series?
I mean, I'm just thinking too in hindsight, like, bro, butterfly effect. Like, either of those rounds, Neptune dies. Like, FaZe plays Optic. Optic probably is winning that in the best of 7, and then it would have looked crazy different. But like, I mean, he deserves it. So like, you can't be mad at it. That was fucking crazy. Like, that'll be the clip for a minute, I think.
Oh yeah, no, this was definitely a major that's going to go down in history for sure, especially for Neptune's career. Definitely showing up here in losers, tying things up and forcing a map 5 round 11, and then also coming out victorious on that. Let's go into that absolute ending right here on that.
We have to get this planted and Sip in a position watching the bench. You have to figure someone from FaZe is going to jump down right in front of you. Can you find this kill and get your 3v2? It's Simp above. Sip timing gets information. Now you can alert yourself there's going to be a play over towards tunnel. Sip on the re-wrap. FaZe are all focused from the front. Long range shots are good for Sip. One more at range! Down just the one! And it's going to work out! Paris! Back to the ground! Have to get this planted and Sip in a position watching the bench.
Yeah, what a crazy series. Definitely a fantastic one for a viewing standpoint here, and sending FaZe Vegas home top 3 and Paris Gentlemates clutching up and going into grand finals here. But that's going to end things out there. And then getting into grand finals, we had the Optic Texas versus the Paris Gentlemates, and boy, oh boy, was this a close one, nail biter to the very, very end. So grand finals, this was a best of 7. So the first 2 maps we had Hardpoint Colossus and a Search and Destroy raid, both going to Gentlemates. Wasn't looking so good for Optic there. Then they answered back on the Overload Scar in a very, very nail-biter victory there on Scar. And then they also answered back there and tying things up on the Hardpoint Exposure. And Paris Gentlemates decide to tie things up and take the lead here on the Search and Destroy Exposure. And then that next map we had Exposure, Overload as well. 3-3, and then on that Scar, Search and Destroy 4-6. Paris Gentlemates become your Major 1 champions. Jack, what you got to say about on this series here?
This is probably like a broader discussion, but God, I hate one best of 7.
Yeah.
Like with teams like with this like kind of depth in map pool, like you can tell that they're top 2 teams in the game have the deepest map pool. Like the veto advantage is just no advantage. Like the team that was on the stage that just went through a grueler, just came back 5-2 and is hyped up, and has been shooting their guns for, what, 3 hours now? You lose to Optic, then you play again. You play against FaZe, you go 5, then you're right back on the stage. I just think that's such an advantage. I'm not saying it's cheese. I mean, it's a format that everybody goes through. It's not like they had some unfair advantage that hasn't existed in the CDL. I just think like the overall structure is kind of stupid. I think you can tell that from the map 1. Like, that map was not really that close, and you could just tell whose guns were hot. And then you get into that raid, and once again, Gentlemates come back 5-2. And that map was just, that was nuts. Dashy was doing whatever he wanted with the sniper, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, they just started changing their play style. And they just kept letting them come back, and just changing how, like, everything that they were doing that was making them successful, they went away from it up 5-2, and you just kept letting them get back. I mean, you look at it now, I mean, Optic didn't win a single Search and Destroy, and you win that map, and you win it, in 6 instead of 7. Shout out, Boog.
Say that
again. That Overload, moving on to map 3, that Overload was insane. Optic had like a last second. I believe that was the one that went to kills, right? That was the one that was the S&D round to win.
I believe so. I believe so. Let's watch that OT. Let's watch that OT.
First move.
Squeaky bum time for Dashi at Topwood.
You get the first blood, and now it is a 3v4. You have 2 win conditions secured for Optic.
Chelsea, one of the greatest power positions in the game. That broken plane, a quick retreat now. Optic have all bases covered. Dashi far left flank, absolutely set. Shotzi on the wall jumps here. He surely stays alive. Bruce is in a superb position. Ghosty crosses on the other side of the van.
Paris not making moves just yet. What is the play call going to be? They just have no intel on anyone.
2 through shot. They are desperate for a player to show face. Mercules, that's massive intel. Gets away with his life for now. Sib's trying to make something happen. He has infiltrated the house. He's out on the back line. Trades there, man advantage Optic.
And it's a 1v1 right now. Dash is going to be going against Neptune, but it's actually Neptune last alive in a 1 versus 3.
Wait, last man!
First move.
Okay. Very close series there. I mean, on that map as well, definitely a nail biter all the way to the end. But Mr. Money, what are your thoughts?
I mean, definitely that raid right there could have done it. That would have been a crazy end to the weekend. But I mean, just looking at everything, they were going like 5-2 or something on that Scar as well. Like they flip-flopped from map 2 to map 7. But I do feel like they at least need a 1-0 up on the map count or something if they're gonna do this. Like play 8 if you need to, but like Optic should get like at least a map going into this shit because they were so hot. They got momentum coming in from phase. Like they're over here talking like, you know, buddy this and that, and then go the fucking distance. But it was cinema. This was what it was all about for real. And the 2 teams that should have made it did. And yeah, GG's to the Gentlemates.
Yeah, GG's Gentlemates there. I am curious to see you know, how that raid map 2 would have played out if Optic won. Obviously, it'd have been cool to see a hot fucking win for a 4-1 or a 4-2 victory for Optic there, but obviously didn't go their way there. If they came back on like Kim Kardashian. But Big Boog, what is your thoughts on this grand finals?
So, Optic just 3-0'd him. Dashi was getting every kill on Sib. Sib was destroying Dashi in finals. Like the clip we just watched, Dashi was double negative. Sib was 36 and 19. And I'm pretty sure that was the 3rd Colossus that Optic had played to start a series over the weekend. And the first 2 shots he was frying. But that map 1, Neptune was just in his grill.
Yeah.
But Neptune got the turn of an MVP, but Sib in grand finals, like if that goes any other way, that Optic is winning that. Sib just had his number the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, Sib dropping a 1.30 in a grand finals is absolutely insane. Neptune a 1.08, Ghosty a 0.94, and Envoy a 0.93. We got Shotzi dropping a 1.07 for the series. Mercury's a 1.11. Hook having a slow one with a 0.78, negative 29 spread, and Dashi a 0.87 with a negative 17 spread. So I definitely agree with Jack's comment. You know, coming out hot out of the losers bracket and continuing to go into grand finals. Optic at that disadvantage there, but you know, it could have looked a little bit different. But who knows, man? Who knows? But Paris Gentlemates come out victorious and are your major 1 victors for Black Ops 7.
Before we move on, I have a question. Can we watch that round 10 of Scar S&D?
Yeah, let's watch
Please. Not this one.
Not that one. Map 7.
Map 7. Oh, okay, this one right here.
Yeah. Cause like I still can't. All right.
Massive damage.
Look.
Guns up.
Back it up.
It's a 2v1 right now with Ghosty.
Yeah, put it in 0.5. We're gonna break this down.
Put it in 0.5 because I'm about to get so pissed. I'm about to get so pissed. All right, hold on. Everybody look at the mini map. Everybody look at the fucking mini map.
Okay, what we got?
Okay, click play. So look at where 2 is, bro. 2 is top shirt. And he wants to make the play. Okay, right there.
Again, pause.
Not the best pause. Not the best pause right there. That was.
I barely heard it. I barely heard it.
Gotta
All
go
right, back up
time
just a
it
little
is
bit more.
old
Back up
age.
just a little bit more.
Right
He's
here.
about to make
Yep. All right, ready? Play.
Massive damage.
You just got info on 2 people right here, right?
Yeah.
Who is this? This is Hook. Hook just got info on 2 people, okay? Shotzi is literally top right now. Okay? Shotzi could rap. Shotzi could look out window. Play.
Guns up! Neptune
And they both jump up to chow. And I don't get why they both jump up. He got the intel, like, get the fuck down. Shotzi got the 1 trade, and that's great. But then from here, wait, can you click X on the more videos part? I want to see where the fuck Dashy is, because I don't know where Dashy is here. Yeah, there. Dude, if I'm Dashy in this exact moment, I'm sprinting. And I don't know what he does here, because I haven't looked too much into it. But I just don't understand how Shotzi, like, you get the intel on where the last 2 are, exactly, whenever he jumps up on the AC or whatever it is. And I don't get how they don't just converge instantly once Shotzi gets the trade. Like, I don't know how they're not getting trades here.
Let's see how this plays out.
It's a 2v1 right now.
So you're telling me Dashy doesn't see him? I don't know what the angle is, but like,
Looks
not
like
here. Obviously, he's up in the window, but like the half second before, you're telling me you got no indication?
On the hunt.
Look at the
timing on that.
Finds it.
He's
A
one shot, too.
1v1. 10 seconds to win.
Yeah, it's just all timing, dude.
Dashy
Dashy
I
turned
know,
the
it's
corner the
just
second
real.
Ghosty went through the window, dude.
Dude,
Ghosty's
all
gonna
timing.
stay alive.
I just don't know how you double jump up and you let him
We're
get 2,
looking
especially
for the
whenever you
ball.
had info on 1. Like, I don't know.
Fine with the one guy jumping up, but 2 at the same time. If someone goes low, and you all 3 of you gel at the same time, Shotzi from the window, the guy up top, and then the guy's L.
Yeah.
Like, that's a 3v1. You're probably not. You might lose the guy up top, but certainly there's not 2 of you dying at the same time.
Yeah, I just don't understand that at all.
Yeah.
I'm gonna, like, it just was like, in that moment, it was just crazy.
It was crazy timing from like back to back from when they were playing Ring Around the Rosie from Top Church all the way from that corridor there. I mean, Dashy's that's gonna haunt him for at least a little bit there. So, and the fact that it was against Ghosty as well, because he was talking some shit. What was it last year? It's just Ghosty in finals. It's just Ghosty in finals. And then just to see this play out the way that it did, not a fun one to experience for sure. But yikes. Okay, well, that's going to end things there, and Paris Gentlemates come out victorious here. Let's go into the standings coming out of Major 1 here. We've got Gentlemates at number 1 with 150 points, and trailing behind them, we got Optic at 115, and we got FaZe, G2, Thieves, Falcons, Miami Heretics, the Onliners themselves at 8th, and then we've got Boston Breach, Toronto Koi, Surge, and the Absolute Burgers there at Cloud9. But looking at these standings here, I mean, what are we surprised? Are we not surprised? What are we thinking here, Big Boog?
I mean, we see this every year. There's a top 3 or a top 4, and then the point drop off is just so severe. I mean, there's no surprise who's top 3, but you got G2 above the Thieves, which is for that roster that Thieves have to be 5-5 with a negative map count. It's something to behold.
Yeah, it is interesting to think about there. I was not expecting G2 to be coming out as hot as they are, especially coming out of Major 1. But Mr. AMANE, what are your thoughts?
I think with this online stint, Raven's about to go up a couple places as well, which will look even crazier. But I think, yeah, Thieves might, after the change, either stay or jump up a spot. I don't know about Falcons, to be honest. I feel like they'll kind of stay around that area. Weird seeing Koi down there, but barring a change, that's where they're going to stay. It looks pretty even so far, I'd say, outside of the point discrepancy where I see people.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at the top 8 right now that do qualify for champs, we've got Boston Breach, Koi, Surge, and Cloud9 not making it, and somehow, some way, Carolina are in that qualifying for champs there. But Jack, what are your thoughts on these the standings?
Shout out G2, man. I mean, that's like a great placing for them. You got teams like Cloud9, who like this event was like their chance. Whenever you like look at teams throughout the year, like as we progress, as like a team like Optic will I mean, barring some crazy 0-18 stint, like they're gonna remain. They're gonna gel. They're gonna like learn the game. Same with Gentlemates. Like the game always evolves from like Major 1 to like Major 4, and those top teams are always the ones that are adapting better because they're not dealing with this like bullshit team change. Got to learn more. Like Major 1's really for those teams like a G2 to like kind of come out, shock you, and like really snag those points early to save their champs qualification chances.
Yeah.
And like you look at a team like Surge and Cloud9, like this was your chance. I'm happy for Surge to get a win, but that's probably gonna do it for those teams. I mean, seriously, like I don't see any challengers players that are like really gonna come in and like make a difference. Like Koi with Joe Deceive, like they'll always be fighting. Like the difference between 30 points and Riyadh at 65. Like right now, it's not huge. You're gonna play against every team this split online. But like I don't know, man. It's just some of those bottom teams, like like this was your chance before teams really start adjusting, really start cracking down. Like you got a team like Thieves. They got 70 points. Like I'm glad that they're up there, but you swap in Neum. They haven't scrimmed with them yet, not that I know of. I mean, they might drop a couple early, not because their team isn't better, but because they don't know how to play off of each other yet. So I do think it'll be very interesting seeing where Rostermania and these roster changes come in, and if you can hop onto a moving bus. Looking at it, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if G2 made a roster change. I think because of the land placing, they won't for the split. But I mean, Thieves, I would. Heretics, I don't know. I don't think you're gonna get anybody better. I mean, Thieves, Carolina, Breach, Koi, Surge, and Cloud9. I wouldn't be surprised if all those teams made some form of change, whether it's one player, whether it's two player. Like now's the time, especially with the roster shakeup. Some player that maybe was not playing well in the role on their team, you'll be able to pick them up and find a diamond in the rough. I don't know. I feel bad for teams like Vancouver and Cloud9, but you kind of reap what you sow.
Yeah, I mean, Cloud9 definitely needs to make roster change, man. They only have 10 points, and they're digging themselves a hole already. They got to come out of this now, or it's no chance to make that champs qualifiers there. So that Cloud9 just needs to blow it up and just make a new roster in itself. I don't know who you would build around, who you would grab, but I mean, dude, you might as well just grab a whole team out of roster or out of challengers to make that roster better. But 10 points.
Bro, just sell to Bush. Sell to Bush. Let Bush come in.
Yeah.
Let Jersey Jerry on the fucking mic, man.
Dead ass.
He's live right now.
Dead ass. Well, it's going to be your standings here at a Major 1, and we'll see how things shake up after Rostermania going into these next qualifying matches for Major 2. All right, and then coming out of the Major here, we've got some online...
We're here, Major 1. Dangos just taking a hot 3-0 win against the Los Angeles Thieves. Yep. Big series for you, obviously.
Yeah, it was a good series.
Hydra on the other side. How'd it feel getting the result? What's going wrong for those guys?
It felt good for starters. We beat them in the preseason twice, and then we beat them online, obviously, but to actually beat them in a CDL land felt really good. And honestly, I feel like they're kind of struggling with the same things we struggled with last year. We're maybe starting a little slow in HP. We got to make sure that we catch our flow. Their S&D has looked really good. I know the raid didn't look so good for them, but I feel like that was more so a map pool kind of thing. They haven't played it besides once all year. We've been playing it a lot. So I think that kind of contributed more than the fact that they're a good S&D team. You know what I mean? They played that overload good. Yeah. Closest exposure we've had in the last few matches. So
you guys have been looking good. Neptune.
Yeah.
This guy is so cracked.
Yeah.
He didn't even leave the stage after the second map.
Nope. He never wants to. Yeah. He goes, do you guys want us to, like, do you want me to come with you guys? And we're like, no, you stay locked, you're him. He just dropped 10 plus in the S&E. There was only 6 or 7 rounds. So.
Say that again.
Just letting Trav kind of do his own thing. It's kind of been the game plan, setting everyone up for success, trusting each other. It's nice to see what we've been working on in practice actually translate to a match like that.
People wonder, your guys' chemistry looks all good at the moment. People say too many hotheads. It's all going to blow up at some point in the year. You guys have got a big team behind the scenes.
Yep.
How does practice feel with that in mind?
Honestly, we're very competitive. And I'm not going to say like it doesn't get heated, but I think everyone is pretty mature enough that when we do get upset, we actually talk to each other, wait 10 extra minutes to play before a scrim map, whatever we have to do to get everything out so we can come into the next map full force.
Yeah.
And I think our scrims have obviously been pretty good, but they can be a lot better. I think we've been performing in matches a little bit better than scrims.
Interesting. So
not a big margin, but a little bit better.
So you guys playing with Gataga
Yup.
for the Paris Gentlemates. You've been on Optic, big Optic crowd here today.
Yup.
You might get the chance to play them tomorrow. And then in Paris, that's where things are going to get really insane.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you want to beat them in both stadiums and,
Of course.
and prove you can do it at
I want to
home crowd or away.
I want to experience both sides. I want to hear the crowd go completely silent, and then vice versa. If we're in Paris, it's going to be so damn loud if we beat a team like that.
Optic G2 just about to play. You think there's clear one-sided in this one?
I know G2 upset FaZe, and they upset FaZe in a good way, but Optics look really good, man. I got Optic like 3-0, pretty clean.
Okay, appreciate it, Dan. Good luck
You
tomorrow.
did call that shit.
Thank you, brother.
Cheers.
Well said out of Mr. Dan Ghosty himself, out of a hot 3-0 victory for the Thieves there. Then moving on here, we also see Kenny has been dropped from LA Thieves after placing top 6 at Major 1 here. So we'll see who's going to get replaced for that spot there at LA Thieves. And then getting into some other news here, we also have Karma showing off his rings here.
The 3-time world champion as a player, and now 2-time world champion as a coach.
Getting crazy, man.
That's aura, dude.
That's so legendary. That's an actual goat. Legendary. That is so sick.
Fucking DB5 himself, dude. That shit's insane. That shit is insane. Imagine how you feeling, bro, with 5 fucking rings all on each finger, bro. I mean, dude, that is just some absolute goat shit as well.
There needs to be some talk about how Karma's better than Tom Brady.
Yeah, he's getting up there. He's getting up there. But switching gears here into some updates here, we have Activision saying that Ricochet anti-cheat for Call of Duty will further identify and ban players using Cronus Zims on console and PC, starting with Season 2. So that's a huge update. So we're hopeful that this comes through correctly and not just some BS PR marketing here to kind of boost people to want to play rank play and whatnot. But Season 2 just right around the corner here. And speaking of Season 2 and rank play, we got some news here at the Major as well. So let's go into a live listen.
I'm sick of those console kids, man. Sick of those console kids with the cronies.
That's going to change the way you play in ranked. And this is what we call the ranked series. So this is an end of season ladder that pits you against other players that finished in the same rank for the ultimate bragging rights. We have additional camos and additional rewards, and we're really excited to share more about ranked series as we get closer to our first one.
Find out who the king of Crimson is towards the end of the season. Very cool. Lawrence, thank you so much for joining us. Thanks for the news.
Thank you for having me.
Next week, we grinding. We're all grinding. Cannot wait.
All right, so what are your guys' thoughts on this end of the ladder series here? I'm kind of confused on how this is going to work out. So do you guys have any idea of what this might look like here? I don't know if anybody else, I don't want to call on anybody.
I'm pretty sure, like the top 250, you'll likely be able to see if you have, let's just say I don't even remember what plat or crim is, but let's just say you have 5,000 SR. It'll probably start putting you against players literally strictly between 5,000 and 5,100 or 4,900 SR. And I'm assuming based on what he said, and you kind of just keep going up against those players towards the end of the season to see who's the best player. That's my guess. I don't really know. I don't really care. I think it's kind of dumb in my opinion. Just why don't we just get rid of the cheaters first? But I mean, dude, the ranked product would work if there weren't cheaters. It wasn't people getting completely fucking hard stuck, and the meta and the maps were good. I had a lot of fun on Black Ops 6, but there were just some shit maps. There were some cheaters, and I was hard stuck for a whole season, and it killed my drive to play the game. If those things weren't in the game, I don't really care, bro. I love ranked.
Oh, I agree, man. Ranked is what keeps me going on Call of Duty because these pubs are absolutely atrocious. But Big Boog, what are your thoughts on ranked play coming in and these changes coming forward?
I am so hyped for rank play. Obviously, you just said pubs is a nightmare. I can't play pubs at all. Ranked is the only thing I play on COD. But going back to that, we're gonna ban people for Cronus's. I'll believe it when I see it. When a pig flies by my window, dude. Because they've been saying some crap like that for years now, and then I spawn in and I'm getting spin botted on. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, especially in the PC lobbies for sure, and in higher elo tier levels as well. Mr. Monty, what are your thoughts on this ranked series here?
Yeah, kind of. I was thinking like almost say you're going against the top team in Diamond or top team in Crim, and then you get bragging rights for the season in that said rank, but like you got a bronze, like yo, we fucking shit on these kids, top bronze team. Like I don't know if that's quite it, if it's not more singular than that. But yeah, I'm definitely excited to play with the boys. I feel you on the hard stuck shit. I feel like no matter what I did, I'm getting 20, 30 SR, losing 2, winning 1. Meanwhile, Bambi's getting 130. I'm like, what, bro? What the fuck? Like, you got more kills, but what did you do? Like, this shit's insane. So I'm excited. We'll see. Definitely gonna play console. Got that shit hooked up, ready to go with the boys.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, then switching gears here into some more news, we also have placement matches are back in Black Ops 7 rank play. So there'll be 3 matches that you'll play, and they'll go off of your wins. So if you win 3, you'll get placed in a higher bracket, and if you lose 1, you kind of get placed in a lower. But there is a time to redeem yourself, probably slamming in the next 2 to kind of even things out there. But as far as placement matches, are you guys vibing with this? Are you guys thinking this is a W and L? What does this look like for you guys?
Mixed emotions.
Yeah.
I feel like from the like little like cutscene that they had on the broadcast, like it's possible to get into like plat, which is cool. Like it's nice that it's not like you play 3 games and it's like you're between like silver and bronze. You know what I mean? Like I know Valorant, like I'm not great at Valorant, but like no matter how I do on my placements, like I'm getting nothing higher than like gold. So that'll be nice to not have to like grind up and your first like 10 hours of ranked play you're going up against like all bronzes and silvers, but like some of them are like literally like god because you're playing against some like top 250 that like is also bronze because you just started today. So that's nice. I don't know if we're gonna talk about the whole like no duo queuing.
Yeah, we'll get
but
to
like that kind of pisses me off because like if one of my buddies loses a couple games or like we don't play our placements together and he gets placed in gold and I'm placed in plat or vice versa and he ends up hitting crim before me and like we can't duo queue, like that's gonna piss me off. Or I'm sorry, if we can't 4-stack as a group and we're forced to duo queue, like that'll piss me off. So
yeah, I'll be interested to see how far up in the ladder it'll place you if you absolutely slam in all 3. If you'll be placed in the top 250, Crimson, Iridescent, Plat, Diamond. I don't know how that's going to work there, but I'll be interested. It'd be cool to see that you could skip, the bronze, the silver, the gold tiers, and just kind of get to where you want to be more fast, more quickly there. But we'll see how things progress here this week. And as far as the 4-stacking goes, so 4-stacking is no longer allowed in the Crimson or above ranks here. So Crimson and above can only form a 1 to 2 player party and can only form parties with players within 1 rank. So I believe that means Crimson can play with 1 Diamond or 1 Iridescent or top 250 there, but Diamond rank you could obviously form parties with players within 2 ranks. So like it was last year, you can't play with anybody below gold, I believe, and then obviously you can't go anything up higher than Crimson. I don't know if Diamonds can play with Iridescents.
they can. We've done it many times.
Diamond with Iridescent?
Yes.
Okay, interesting.
That's cheese.
That is cheese a little bit.
We did that like last year on Black Ops 6 a couple times.
I don't remember. But
it wasn't bad seasons 1 and 2, but then like season 3, whenever like the game was like kind of dead, like that was happening pretty often.
Makes sense.
Oh yeah, it was. I remember that.
And then bronze through plat, no party restrictions at all, so you guys can just play with whomever you guys want from bronze to plat there. So definitely very, very interesting to say the least there. But as far as the 4-stacking not allowed in Crimson, I would like to see it in the Iridescent and above because that's where the talent is really kind of high there. Because the Crimson players, I mean, I'll be honest, there are really good players in Crimson, but also some really shitty players in Crimson as well. So having, a 4-stack in Crimson until you get to Iridescent would probably be a better workaround there. I know some of the higher tier players, iridescent top 250s, that's going to be a problem. But as far as Crimson, I feel like it's a little bit of a too low. It's kind of like it's kind of breaking up a lot of the parties. All the fun of it. So we'll see how this kind of runs out.
I feel like it hits us like pretty hard because I feel like our friend group or like the people that like we run are literally like anywhere between like Diamond 1 to like Eerie. So like you get 3-4 people that like want to play and it's like, oh, I have a Diamond 3, and then you have like a Crim 1. Like all of a sudden like that's it. Like you can't add more people. I just think it's kind of dumb. Yeah, I agree with you saying Eerie because I do get like these Eerie players, which I am not. I do get like their concerns and just like running against 4 stacks all day like really suck, and I acknowledge that. But like for like a Crim 1 to like D3 or whatnot, I just think it's gonna like rip a large like the Eries are like your like top like 1% players like Diamond 1 to like Crim 3. My guess is that that's like probably including all those ranks gonna be about 15 to 20% of like the player base.
Yeah.
It's like a pretty large contingent. Also, it kind of sucks for like watching ranked. I really enjoyed like watching like Scump and all them like getting to like 4 stacks against like their boys. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's gonna hurt the streamers a lot because I know like people like like Methods and Scump and Bows and I mean they didn't really run like that, but like Apathy and Slacked and Octane like it was kind of cool for them to go up against pros or go up against like teams of kids and like actually like have like basically just 8s. Like they were basically just playing 8s because like they're that good that don't really matter. It's really just basically scrims.
Yeah.
It's kind of gonna suck. I think like a lot of the pros or like the ex pros are gonna like lose interest. They're gonna be like, okay, like we've been duo queuing for like 8 hours. We're playing with like shitty teammates or like fanboys that are just like trying to follow us in the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I feel like the entertainment like streaming standpoint for those people, not us, might ruin COD for them and then hurt the viewership overall. I just yapped for a while, but what are other people's opinions?
True though. I mean, I feel like just one thing is like Overload did this, in my opinion, on the low. Like if you're 4 stacking and like cheesing other people or vice versa in the higher things, like that's probably gonna feel like absolute shit. But like you pointed out, there's multiple different like you could go down each little rabbit hole for this. But um, yeah, I feel like okay, you collaborate with your duos, you're streaming, you got the stream, Scump with Methods or whatever, and that's it for your party. Like, okay, that's clean there, but like you said, you're missing out on content, 4 stacks, actual like proper matches to watch in between what we're talking about. So it'll be interesting. I feel like somehow I'll get in there with y'all boys. You feel me? This is it right here.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Big Boog, you got any final thoughts?
This has been on my nerves since I found out about it, dude. I've been very vocal about it on Twitter, dude. Back in MW2, the Call of Duty released a graphic, and it was the spreading of the people playing ranked, and it was 4% of the people are in Crim or higher, and so 96% is like, oh, this doesn't affect me. I am part of the affected group. It's pissing me off.
You're him, Boog.
Like the way I even met like you guys, I was solo queuing one night in the Crim lobbies, and I ran into Jack and Stan.
And Char.
Jack, Stan,
It was
and
a
Char.
3-stack.
Yeah, and we 4-stacked. I was like, yo, pick me up. We 4-stacked, and I joined a group, and we were 4-stacking in the Crim lobbies for like 3 months straight, and they're taking that from all of us. It's ridiculous.
I agree,
No,
man.
yeah, to me it's so dumb. I agree with Bob. Like Eerie and up, I totally understand like the competitive integrity portion of it. Like you don't want to be like a solo queue and you're going up against a 4-stack of just like demons, but like again, if like my buddy's D1 because he got reset last season and I grinded the first week and I hit Crim, like now I can't play with him. Or I guess 2 people. I keep saying that like it's a duo, but like if I have 2 buddies that are in Diamond and I'm in Crim, I can't play with them together. Like it's just so dumb.
Yeah, and you gotta think people have jobs and shit too, so they're not gonna be on as much. With some other people, I mean, it's a hard argument to battle because there's always gonna be a rebuttal on the opposite side too. But definitely breaking up the parties. Definitely is kind of an L, but we'll see how things shake out moving forward here. All right, so then getting into some other news here, we also have the Season 2 gameplay trailer releasing as well, so let's go into a live listen-in for this minute 30.
Boom. Need a medic.
Call of Duty Season 2.
Fuck.
And do some machine gun. Shotgun action, okay. Bro, what the fuck was that?
Bionicle dick. Missed all that shit.
This is POV Jag gameplay.
I will kill you.
Yeah, right.
Dude, I would be so pissed, bro.
Oh, dude.
What the fuck is this bullshit?
Looks like that Black Ops 4 Zombies map, sort of.
Looks like Horizon with the fucking anti-grav.
Holy crap, it's Alcatraz.
That's Slums coming back?
I don't know how that'll play with the wall bouncing.
I can only think of like one place where that would be good.
Some Blackout 2 getting teased as well, so okay, looking cool, looking a little hype there from Season 2. So as far as Season 2 goes, obviously we got the launch and then the remastered, or the mid-season shit coming out. So we got the first 4 coming out was Torment, Sake, Nexus, and the remastered Slums. So here's what that's looking like. Obviously we got Slums, we've got seen that in Black Ops 2. I'm hopeful for this map to be really good. Maybe a good search and destroy map, maybe a good overload map, possibly even a good hardpoint map. Do you guys see this coming into the competitive rotation or not so much?
That's tough. Initially, no, but I mean, I would rather it be in than like say, I mean, one of the maps we've seen over and over again this past weekend. Like switch it up. Aren't they refreshing every major? Like,
Not entirely every major, but I know that
Meltdown and Fringe are coming in.
I don't think Meltdown's gonna come in, but Fringe is definitely coming in.
Interesting.
I would like to see this low key, but we'll see. We'll scump throwback.
I'd like to see this, and you know, obviously the rank play maps as well, something to think about too. So, well, I don't know if Slums is going to come in. What was it? Oh my God, what are the 2 that we were just talking about? Meltdown.
Fringe.
Yeah, if those 2 are going to be in the rotation for rank play as well. I don't know, but we'll see how that looks there. But that's the first look at Slums, and we also have Nexus. Looks like a little 2v2 6v6 map, kind of a bullshit map, but not really too hype about that. We got Sake coming in. This one's a little bit more promising here as a 6v6 map. I'm not sure if this is going to have anything as far as competitive, reach for it. But just looking at the minimap, it does look kind of promising there. Maybe a smaller map. Not too sure how small though. But kind of a good.
I thought that looks like a pretty big map.
You think so?
It looks good. I like the look of it.
Yeah.
It reminds me of Fringe a little bit. Just like the lighting and whatnot.
MW2 map with the antenna on the hill. It was like you could get on top AC, shoot over
LSilo or whatever.
It reminds me of that size map, like, or the layout kind of. Yeah.
That'd be interesting to see there for sure. And then Torment as the last map here.
Yeah, get the fuck out of there, dude.
Yeah, this is some bullshit. They've got.
I don't know. These season drops really mean nothing for me. Like rank doesn't give me any dope. I'm brain dead. I just hop in Nuketown and then I bitch about the maps every year. Like I get it. I'm in the cycle. I understand. But like I literally go on for like engagements and like I do like the nostalgia of Nuketown. Like unless I get told these are entering like the ranked circuit, I'm not playing them. So it really doesn't impact me. I am getting fucking sick and tired of the same maps coming in back-to-back years. Like why am I playing Grind again? Why am I playing Firing Range again? I'm a little slut for Firing Range, so I guess Firing Range is like an exception. That's like my favorite map of all time. But like in terms of competitive, like I don't know, dude. I hope not Grind. Firing Range, maybe. S&D. I mean, it's not going to be competitive for anything else. Slums. Was that what was the last COD that was in? Black Ops 4?
Yes, Black Ops 4.
Was that comp in Black Ops 4?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
I was gonna say I believe it was comp in Black Ops 4, but I could be wrong. I don't know. I do like the thought of Fringe coming back because it's since Black Ops 3, but like maps that have been played competitively like since then. I just feel like I would prefer them to come up with like good actual like competitive maps instead of like reusing stuff. It's just kind of pissing me off.
I agree. But I am looking forward to this one right here, Clifftown, which is coming in mid-season, which is the remaster of Yemen. So
That is gonna be AIDS.
You think so? Yeah, I don't know, man.
If I can think of like a really like goated competitive map that wouldn't fit Omni movement or like the pace of Omni movement, I feel like Yemen's like the one. Like it was very good in Black Ops 2, super entertaining. But then whenever I think of it actually being played in Black Ops 7 and like how pace plays and like how movement is, dude, I feel like that map's gonna be AIDS. Imagine the people in the church just like literally just like jumping like 20 feet over the air, just wall bouncing back and forth between the wall and there.
Yeah, but then you break the hill and you're like, who's the best in ranked play?
You stuttered. You had it for a second.
I'm gonna leave.
So yeah, man, that's the roadmap here for season 2. So I'm looking forward to some new maps, Slums, Clifftown, and Firing Range. But the rest of these maps not looking so hype, especially Torment here. This is just an absolute buns map. Looks like they put zero effort into it here, but Sake being the only one else that could be possibly hyped there. This one's ass, and then obviously Slums as well. So we'll see how these play out this week here.
Promising.
Yeah. All right, and then in other news here, we also have Blackout confirmed to be returning in Black Ops 7 in Season 2 Reloaded. So built from the ground up from the new mode that draws inspiration from Call of Duty's Blackout or Battle Royale origins here. So I'll be interested to see how this plays out. I'll definitely try this out because I know Warzone's definitely stale. And to see Blackout come back into the mix here, if it's the same map as it was in Black Ops 4, I'll definitely try it out, see if it's any good. What are your guys' thoughts on this map and this shit here?
Bungie's back.
Bungie's back, baby.
Bro,
he ain't never
so
coming back, bro. He ain't never coming back, bro.
Tell him you can win crypto every time you get a dove. He'll be on this shit.
Bro,
Black Ops
4 Blackout, in my opinion, was like the best form of Call of Duty Battle Royale. My biggest problem with it was the looting system.
Yeah.
Was like I spent half my time in like a menu because I had to like click like which attachments I picked up and put onto my gun and which perks I want. Like that slowed the game down so much.
It's like Arc Raiders.
Yeah, like it just slowed down your whole process. And the way that Warzone made it like much more seamless, like you can run over ammo, you don't have to pick up ammo, you just sprint over it, you get it, you can see the guns on the ground and just pick up the exact thing you wanted. That, in my opinion, was the only thing that BO4 was missing. Like the map was great. Like I thought the map was so like nostalgic, but like also like really good. Like they incorporated like Nuketown well, they incorporated Stronghold well, like Raid well, like they did such a good job with that. I like the wingsuits. I like the they had like the thing you could make or whatever and have like a jetpack. I remember Formal was going nuts with that. I don't know. Like I'm really excited for this. I just hope that they don't ruin it. They're probably gonna ruin it. They kind of always ruin it. But if you can actually like get me as close to like BO4 with like an actual like polished BR, because like at the time I was going up against Fortnite and like it just wasn't gonna win. But like if you actually give me like a polished Black Ops 4-esque BR with like a good like BO4-esque map, dude, I'll rip some Battle Royale, dude. That shit was so much fun.
That shit was fun. But what do
and
you
that's a place I can 4-stack with the boys.
Facts, bro. Facts. Look, what you thinking?
I never played Black Ops 4. I don't play Warzone.
What?
I'm not in the right spot to speak on this. I might try it out. If I wanted to play Battle Royale, I'll go play Fortnite. It's also because I got like $6,000 worth of skins and emotes in that game, but
Jesus Christ.
No red seg?
Buddy, a builder.
I might.
No red sec for you?
Dude, Bob, I'm
Bob
convinced
likes that
Bob
red
gets
sec.
paid by fucking whatever company that is, dude.
Whatever.
That game,
Battlefield was lit for the first month, you know what I'm saying? Then COD came
it
out
just
and then
doesn't give me any
SCGs.
dopamine, dude. Like, I can literally shit on every player in the lobby and have like a 4 KD and like res 20 people and play the objective and have the most objective score, and I get no dope. Unless I'm getting like a 7-piece, I'm getting no dope.
I feel that. It's for the unks. You'll get there one day.
Bro, me and you would go into lobbies, bro. We would duo queue, and it would be me and you at the top every time. We're resing everybody. We're playing the objective, and I would get out of the game, and I'd be like, okay, this feels like me going like 15 and 15 in like TDM. Like, I don't know. I just didn't do it.
I
normal
get it.
game.
Oh shit, son. You get in there. Big Boog. All right, and then last up on the chop block here, we've got Black Ops 7 being the worst performing COD in the United States since 2008. Black Ops 7 is the 5th best selling game of the year in the United States. This makes it the worst performing COD since 2008. Franchise fatigue and other options did play into this as well. I will say Black Ops 6 to Black Ops 7 didn't really feel that much of a difference. Obviously the wall jumping and whatnot and the better maps, but as far as like the feel of it and just kind of like the lore of everything, definitely could be a little boring, especially with the delay of rank play coming out. I know last year rank play came out in like December, and now we're waiting until fucking February, 2 months later. Definitely putting a dry spell on COD here. But do you guys have any thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean, it just, I don't know. It just seemed like it was coming. I feel like there was like a total boiling over of like people mad at SBMM. Like, let's be honest, like Warzone players don't get shit, but it's a free game. So you're not gonna get sales unless your game gives you a reason to buy it. And the past 2 cycles, they've done MW2, which was a like letdown to some like a lot of respects. MW3 is like the patch that basically just like makes it better, and you paid $70 for it. Kind of the same with Black Ops 6. Like Black Ops 6 was a really great game, but the maps and anti-cheating literally like murdered the player base. And then you come out with Black Ops 7, you say you're like listening to the community, but then within like a week nobody believes you. Like the lobbies I was getting in the beta versus the lobbies that I'm getting now in pubs, which I don't pub that much, but like they are night and day different. And you would think that the beta lobbies would have been harder because all the sweats that decided to get codes are on. Like you would have thought like it's like a more intrigued COD player than like whenever the game comes out. And the lobbies felt different. I don't know.
Really?
It just doesn't surprise me, especially whenever you have games like Battlefield that like came out like right before and kind of took everybody by storm for those 5 days. And then Arc Raiders is just, I mean, murdered everything.
Mm-hmm.
I have never seen a game come out and like 4 months later, like its player count is still going up.
Yeah, that game's fun as fuck. Mr. Money, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on COD?
I mean, MW2, MW3, Black Ops 6, Black Ops 7, like boom, boom. That's really, you fucked yourself.
Just
I
4
really think,
DLCs.
yeah, Sledgehammer should have been in that little mix somewhere on their own. I'm excited for what they got. I mean, I know there might be some bad things about it, slowing it down, this and that, but we're all gonna play until GTA 6 anyways. But yeah, this is kind of crazy to see. What was in 08?
08 was
Market crash.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's it.
Wasn't that Black Ops 1?
Yes.
I thought that was 2010.
Yeah.
COD 4 came out in 2007.
World at War came out in
then it'll be World at War.
2008, going into 2009. Yeah.
Which is crazy because that social space and shit, I like that. It kind of low key. I thought it was kind of cool.
World at War was goated, and it slept on, dude. That is one of my favorite fucking CODs. It's up there for sure.
Start of Zombies.
For real, and like just like the lore and like everything else. I know like as far as multiplayer, there's no camos and shit like that, which kind of made it dry. But just the overall experience for World at War is definitely slept on. But yeah, you hate to see COD do this shit here. Boog, you got any final thoughts on COD?
I definitely do. I'm gonna look right at my camera. The game fucking stinks. I've been saying it since it came out, dude. I don't like it. I hate it a lot less than I did at the start because I'm somewhat decent now, but you're getting outsold by 2K. I play a lot of 2K. that game's a cesspool. It's a wretched hive of scum and villainy. The game sucks, and somehow COD is even worse. It's a joke.
They're driving around little cars outside the court, not even playing
It's
the game.
ridiculous. There's a fucking go-kart track in the fucking middle of the park. It's ridiculous.
There's,
The YMCA?
there's also something to be said about, like, I don't understand how, I think it's like a Treyarch thing. Like, I always prefer Treyarch CODs to Infinity Ward CODs, especially with like the color palette. Like, there's so many aspects of Treyarch CODs that I like better, but this COD more than ever, the net code and bullet reg and internet and hit markers, and it's every Treyarch COD that I can think of back to, like, maybe Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3, when like internet wasn't even like really like where we are today. Like, I've never seen a COD with like worse hit detection. Like, Modern Warfare 3 is like the like last game where I'm like, yeah, the hit detection was really good on that game. Like, if I shot somebody, I hit them.
Yeah,
that's true.
I've never felt a more ping like dependent, like, and obviously that's not like what people buy or don't buy, but it like, you know, in regarding sales, but like whether people keep playing, like, oh my god.
No, I
Shooting
agree.
through their soul, bro.
I agree, but then we got to think about this too. We've got GTA 6 coming out next year with the release of the rumored Modern Warfare 4. So Activision's got to figure out something to be enticing people to play Call of Duty. So I'm really hoping that whatever they do, it's over the fucking top like they did in Modern Warfare 19, to where like they hyped everything up, they revamped the entire series. And you know, obviously that game has its faults as well, but it definitely shook things up, and obviously Warzone was introduced as well. So we'll see what this has to offer, but I mean, it's not
Can
looking
you
good.
pick 10? Can
Yep.
you pick 10?
Something, man,
I
something,
like it.
something.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you right now, I'm not buying this next COD if it is not like literally looks like the next coming, because I was pretty excited for this COD, and I thought like the direction that they were going, I was like, dude, perfect. Like, we're not going like back in time, we're not going like crazy forward. Like, this feels like Black Ops 2, and then like I see like the reveal after like the original trailer, and just like the campaign's a joke, which like all of us play multiplayer, but there is like a large group of people that do buy COD for the story. I know that got murdered. I'm sure that that's actually a large reason why their sales are down, because there really are a lot of people. I remember like a statistic was like 70 people. There's like
Damn.
50, 60, 70% of people just play at the campaign.
That's insane.
Like, that's like the first thing that they do whenever like they boot up the game. Me, I don't even fucking touch that shit until I'm like rank's dead. That's another thing though too. Like, ranked, like, I do think that they brought it out too early last year because like the cheaters were so bad that it like scared everybody off. But like, I don't know why it didn't come out in season 1 like refresh. Like,
Reloaded.
Reloaded. Like, every year they go on like their Christmas break. There's like a shit ton of problems with the game. Nothing's new. We're all just sitting in shit the whole fucking Christmas break. And like this year they could have at least like given us ranked, and like we could have bitched about it for like a week and a half while they were like finishing like their Christmas. But like we would have had like new content. Like, I don't know. Just very annoying.
Yeah, I agree. Well, we've got a couple more days until rank play comes out and we get something new to play and some good dopamine there. But as far as rank play goes, we've got the FaZe Vegas has announced the champs will be hosted at the Michelob Ultra Arena, with tickets releasing before the major here, so they're live now. So if you guys are interested in going to champs this year, it will be in Las Vegas at the Michelob Ultra Arena, and it's going to be an absolute banger, I believe, there at the Mandela Bay. Hopefully nothing crazy comes out like it was in 2017 at Mandela Bay. Yeah, you hate to see that shit. But hey, that's going to be it for this episode here. We really appreciate you guys all listening and watching wherever you
Co-host with the most, bro.
Yes.
Of course. Doing it big. 2 hours, bro. You were absolutely going. Peace.